Hello everyone, welcome back to another reaction for Stranger Things. We've just got a proper trailer, I believe, released for season 4, which is coming out fairly soon, I want to say. At least like the first part of the season. I've completely lost like exactly how this season's being released. But it's been a while since the last season anyway, because the world ended, so they've kind of delayed things, which is fair. Um, but yeah, we had like a little sneak peeky teaser a very long time ago now. Um, so I'm excited to get a proper in-depth look at what this season's going to be about and get, maybe more of an idea of the story overall. Obviously not too much because we don't want to just be told exactly what's going to happen. But yeah, just to kind of catch up with these characters and see what the general vibe for season 4 is going to be. Season 3 feels so long ago now. So it's cool to finally have it back. Stranger Things was the first show I ever did on my channel. I started my channel with Stranger Things. So it does have a place near and dear to my heart. So whenever we kind of get new Stranger Things stuff and I know like a new season's on the way, it's always very exciting. So yeah, I kind of don't really know what we're going to get from this, how much they're going to reveal. Are we going to see like absolutely everyone? Is it just going to be a bit more of like a focused thing on certain storylines? I don't know. It feels like based on like images and stuff we've gotten, like the classic kind of formula I guess for Stranger Things, normally all the main characters are kind of grouped off in smaller sub teams, and then they get their own stories and normally come back together and they actually interact a bit more in the last couple of episodes. So is that going to be the formula again? What on earth is going on? Who can say? But either way, I'm really excited to see a bit more about what season 3 is going to entail. So let's check out the trailer. Yeah. Actually, she fixed it, so... Oh no, what on earth? Oh dear. Oh dear. New big bad, is it? Oh dear, yeah.
Dear Billy, I don't know if you can even hear this.
I'm glad they're exploring like the aftermath of that.
Ever since you left, everything's been a total disaster.
When has it not been?
For a while, we tried to be happy. Normal. I know that's impossible.
I'm intrigued by what like the Russia side of things is going to be like. Oh. Okay, so not going to be spending too long apart. Ooh. Spooky house, classic.
I don't have my powers.
Yeah.
Without you, we can't win this war.
Well, better get her powers back then, I guess. She must enjoy the lack of nosebleeds, though. Oh dear.
See you on the other side.
On the other side.
Ah, did you get it?
I was convinced I was put here for some other reason. Maybe I can still help. Even if it's the last thing I do.
Well, the classic Demogorgon.
People say Hawkins is cursed.
What?
Way off.
Oh shit. Is Max getting powers as well? Oh god. Oh wow, lots happening.
It's time.
I think that thing's gonna be creepy. That looks cool. I forgot how great the aesthetics of the show can be. Whoa. Carnage?
You have lost.
Well, that guy seems fun. Okay, I think that's a really interesting first look, like properly, at the season. And it's saying here, Volume 1 is May 27th, which is not that far away. It's like 6 or so weeks, I think. And then Volume 2 is July 1st. I don't know how many episodes each volume has. Who can say? I know they said yesterday each episode's over an hour. So can't wait to edit those down. That's going to be fun, not at all stressful. But yeah, I think that looks great. I'm very intrigued by what I'm assuming is like the new main villain. The guy with all the tubes and things, and looks a bit gross. But I mean, what villain in Stranger Things hasn't looked gross, to be fair. But that's interesting. It's a bit more like humanoid. You know, we've had like the Demogorgon be like the big threat. We've had the Mind Flayer be like the big threat. They don't really have like you can't sit and have a chat with them. You know, they don't have a personality per se. But it seems like we're going to get that with the villain this time. So exactly who that is, how that fits into things. If they even are the villain, maybe they're nice and this is just, you know, the trailer being a bit bait and switch, which could also happen. But yeah, that's intriguing to me. So I'm looking forward to seeing what their whole deal is and how they fit into things, what they want. But yeah, it seems yet again a different aspect of, you know, what the Upside Down can produce is going to be explored. So yeah. Looked horrible, but in the best way. So I'm looking forward to seeing what everything is kind of, yeah, what's the deal with him. And yeah, we do definitely have like different groups of people, kind of off on their own little adventures. It's nice to see like Mike and Eleven are obviously, you know, they're not just apart forever once you moved away, and you know it's going to take a whole season for them to reunite again, like season 2 was. Hopefully that's going to happen fairly early on, but. Yeah, Elle still doesn't have her powers, so that's interesting. Max may be getting some powers, like she was doing all some floaty stuff and everything. I'm not quite sure. I liked how they framed the start of the trailer with her at Billy's grave, and you know, it seems, you know, the effects of season 3 are going to be felt going into season 4, and people maybe are struggling to bounce back from that. Because you know, these kids have had a lot of shit to deal with. In the past 3 seasons, it makes sense that there's going to be a bit of trauma there, and even when things are calmed down, it's finally the time, I guess, you know, the time of peace for them to actually process what happened and like, wow, that really fucked me up. And it seems like they're going to explore that a bit, which is interesting as well, and I'm glad that they're doing that, because you know, I think that's a lot for those kids to just be able to shrug off and be like, well, anyway, back to school, life is great. So I'm intrigued to see, you know, exactly who is really, really affected by the events of the show thus far, now that they've had room to breathe, and why, and you know, how and who has been affected in that way. So yeah, that's interesting as well. Exactly how these different kind of combinations are going to be brought together. You know, we had a bit of Steve and Nancy were there at the start as well with someone else, and then Steve and Robin were there. Obviously, the people who are living together, you know, Elle living with Joyce and everyone, they're obviously going to be put together. But then they had the helicopters and shit, and it seems, you know, someone is actually actively seeking them out, maybe, to get help from them. But obviously Elle doesn't have her powers, so, you know, what on earth have they cooked up as, like, the threat this time, really? Like, it's going to need this. You can definitely get a sense, I think, you know, you think of, like, season 1, is... in a way, it's a very self-contained little story, and it just seems like the scale of season 1 compared to like the scale of this trailer is just nothing. You know, it's really kind of grown as the popularity of the show has obviously grown as well. So I think the scale of this season is obviously going to be massive, and I guess they're kind of building to the end now. I think season 5 is going to be the last season, I think they've said. Which I do think makes sense. I feel like that's about the right sort of time to start wrapping it up. But if this is anything to go by, you know, I think there's still a lot of steam in this story. And I'm really excited to kind of check in all these characters again. Because I always love just being in this world and spending time with them. Kind of just being hit with nostalgia I don't even have because I wasn't born in this time period. But it's still cool anyway, like the aesthetics of the show and like the glowy reds of the Upside Down, you know, is a very kind of iconic thing. And I like that the trailer was showing that off. There's some really cool imagery in that, and I am very intrigued to see where the story will go next, and like Hopper in Russia, you know, what is the deal with his story? Where's that going to lead? How long before he reunites with everyone? I'm guessing until the very last episode of Volume 2, because that tends to be the way. But yeah, exactly what's going to happen with that. I feel like Joyce got a parcel then with a lot of stamps on it, so I'm guessing maybe he sends her a parcel from Russia or something, and that's how she gets brought into his story. Who can say? There's going to be so much kind of globe-trotting, I think, as well, just adding to the scale of what Season 4 is going to try and achieve. But I'm really excited about it. I think the big takeaways for me there were the new potential villain guy who looks really cool, and, you know, that shot of like Max floating up and all of that. What is going on with her? Like, is she getting powers? Has she gained El's powers somehow? Is it just some weird wacky stuff going on? You know, I'm not sure, but that intrigues me. I'm excited to see where they're going with that. So yeah, fantastic trailer. I can't wait. And we don't have to wait too terribly long, so I am very excited. In terms of how I'm going to tackle reacting to it, I don't know yet. You know, season 1 was already been out for a little while when I first started my channel and started reacting to it, so I just did it at my own pace and, you know, did like one a day basically. And then season 2 and 3 I just binged it. I did a couple of episodes a day, and that's all I did on the channel for that couple of days while I got through the seasons. I don't know how I'm going to approach it this time. I think that's just something for me to decide closer to the time. It depends on my workload and what other shows I'm doing when it drops. So we'll have to wait and see with regards to exactly how I'm going to be reacting to it, but I will be you know, posting reactions to it, because of course I am, it's Stranger Things. So yeah, I'm very excited for that. I'm glad we finally kind of got a little look at the season. I think it's going to be a very, very interesting one, a very epic scaled one as well. So yeah, if it's as strong as in my opinion, all 3 seasons thus far have been, you know, I think we're in for a damn good time. So I'm excited to dive into that world again. And yeah, kind of just get hit with the Stranger Things love and lore that, you know, kind of comes over us all when a new season drops. You know, those first few weeks when a season drops, it's always quite fun. And the fact that there's going to be 2 volumes now, 2 parts to this season as well, they're kind of extending the hype, I guess, for the season, which is clever in its own way. So we'll see exactly how much we get when it drops and how the story unfolds, but I think it's going to be really bloody good. I'm so excited for it. So yeah, that is going to be everything for now. I will see you, I guess, near the end of May for the start of season 4. I am very hyped for that. It's going to be exciting. So yeah, that's going to be everything for now, and until whatever comes next, thanks for watching.